It's a new year, so I thought I'd try a really complex joke for you. This is a sports joke, a food joke, and a foreign language joke all rolled into one. You can throw in dad joke in there too, so here you go. Why was the German sausage never picked for either one of the basketball teams? Because one team thought he was just a brat, and the other team just thought he was the worst. You'll have to look it up. Boom! Hello, team, and welcome back. Bratwurst. Bratwurst. That's it. That's the joke, okay? I know it probably went over your head. It's okay. It's okay. Stupid joke. But I did make that one up. Like, I really made that one up. I feel pretty good about that. You should feel good about that too, that your teacher's so smart. I know the German words, not the German accent. I don't know what kind of accent that was. It's good to see you guys. I hope you're doing very well. I'm doing pretty good. I survived the break. My car broke down on the way back from Texas in the middle of the pouring rain in the middle of the night, like 1 o'clock in the morning. And all my kids are in the car, but we survived it. We got through it and had a wonderful New Year's Day in the hotel while the car being fixed in the shop. So we handled it. I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad to kick off this new unit. I know we're remote, but no big deal. So we're gonna start here, okay? Actually, let me talk for a quick second about what we're doing. So we're gonna go fully textbook and textbook and videos, and we may throw a couple things in there here and there, but really we're gonna focus really on this textbook. You know, last semester we worked on some little side projects and did the cell phone project and all that. We're gonna, for this quarter 3, we're gonna just work on the textbook unit 3. Yeah, quarter 3, unit 3. It all works. So in this unit, we're gonna be talking about like what's worth fighting for. What are some issues worth fighting for? What are some things worth, really putting your effort and energy toward, especially as a young person. So I have a new way for you to get to the textbook, and we're going to talk about that. We're also, in this lesson, going to look at argumentative essay. We will be writing an argumentative essay during this unit, and your final exam for this unit will be an argumentative essay. The good news is I'm going to give you the prompt right up front, so you have plenty of time to plan for it and plenty of time to collect evidence. It's going to be amazing. So let's jump in. The very first thing you're going to do is pull up Savvis. No, not Savvis. Stop. Don't do Savvis. We're kind of like done with this link right here. Okay? We're not going to be using the Savvis EasyBridge link. There's another way to get to your textbook that's better. It's better. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to log into ClassLink, and I want to show you something in Google Classroom. So go ahead and open up ClassLink and open up your Google Classroom. Pause the video here. Okay, you're in Google Classroom, just like me. So you found your ELA class, let's say Honors ELA or whatever. Go to your Classwork tab, clickety-click, and you're going to notice a couple of things have changed. I have this section here with the week. So whatever week we are in, the work for that week will be located there for the most part. Okay. We will also have something at the top called the Unit 3 Evidence Log. You're going to keep coming back to this document throughout the unit. So I wanted to make sure you have quick access to it right here at the very top every time. So no matter what new assignments come in, evidence log will always be at the top. So let's take a brief tour of this area here. You have this thing called remote instructions, and I basically gave you instructions on how to get to my Google Meet if you need to meet with me during these times right here. Monday, what you should have done yesterday is actually fill out this unit reflection. You must do that and you must turn it in. Okay? So you will, oh good, look, so 21 of my students turned this in for my honors class. 11 have not turned it in yet. Tisk, tisk, they say. You need to fix that. So go back and do that if you haven't done that. You'll also see here something that says Unit 3 Launch Text, Freedom of the Press. Now, this is how you're going to access your textbook from now on. It's through Google Classroom. So you're going to find the assignment. You will click there, clickety-click, and you'll get to it. Right now, I want you to look at the evidence log, Unit 3 evidence log. Click that and open it real quick. Go ahead and click that. And let me tell you what you see here. We have something called Unit 3 Evidence Log. It says, use this document to collect evidence for your final essay. The prompt for the essay is below. Hold on, Mr. Faber. You mean I have one giant test at the end of the quarter, and you're giving me the prompt right now? Yes. Yes. But that means I could just write the essay. Yeah, like you could. You really could write the essay right now. You wouldn't have any evidence because we haven't looked at the text yet, but that's the idea, is that you'll look at the text with us, you'll do the work of the text with you, you'll get to know it, you'll understand it, you'll be able to use it, and then create a really good essay. So what is the prompt? The final exam prompt is it important for people to make their own choices in life? What do you think? Is it important for you to make your own choices in life? I mean, it's one of those questions, look, be honest. I'm not a big fan of this question. First of all, because it's closed-ended. Closed-ended means it's a yes or no answer. You could literally write yes here and be done. So I don't like this prompt. I don't like it. But I like what it's getting at. It's getting at, like, we could talk about a lot of things, like why is it important for people to make their own choices? Or why it is important for people to not make their own choices? Why is it important for the government to make a choice for you, to wear a mask or to not wear a mask? Is it important for you to be able to make your own choice about wearing a mask or not? It affects someone else. It affects you. What's important here? So this is a very relevant question. Very relevant question. And so this is the question. You're going to be writing an entire argumentative essay. I want you to write down your initial answer to this, just off the top of your head, off the top of your heart. What do you think? And then you'll see a series of blocks here. And these blocks are for you to find pieces of evidence and plug them in. So when you find something, you're like, ooh, that would help me answer this question. Is it important for people to make their own choices? Yeah, it's important for people because da-da-da-da-da. I read it in the text. It's a really good point from the text. You write the title of the text here. Click, click, click. The paragraph location, paragraph 2. And you'll actually copy the quote, copy and paste the quote. And then connection to the prompt or explanations, where you go, you know, this quote really explains that it's important for people to make their own choices because they have to live with their own consequences, or because they get to feel more freedom when they make their own choices, or whatever, okay? So, kaboom, that's that document. Go ahead and close out that document. We'll come back to it later. All right, so we're back in Google Classroom. I'll give you a minute to get there. Now from Google Classroom, I want you to go ahead and launch this Unit 3 Launch Text, Freedom of the Press. We're going to launch the unit by looking at an argumentative essay, a really well-written one. So, open that up. Pause here. Okay, you want to see a magic trick I learned? I learned this magic trick. I'm gonna snap and make everything change. You ready? Wait, it didn't work, did it? Let me try again. Here we go. Still didn't work. One more time. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. I've got those Thanos fingers. Woo. All right, so this is the text you're looking at. It's a really interesting text. It's called Freedom of the Press, question mark. It's important that question mark is there. This is a question. The launch test. This is an argument model. So reading this, we should look at it and go, oh, this is kind of like what I should write. This is something I could model after. Go ahead and shrink this image up here. Top right, under my head, click hide. Dook. There you go. The essential question here for this text is, when is it right to take a stand? When is it right to take a stand? And you'll notice in this, it's a little bit of a sneaky argumentative essay. You get the feel for what this person's opinion is about this. I'll give you a quick bit of background, and then I'm going to just turn you loose to do the assignments here. So the background is, this is writing about the difference between the freedom of press, like how the United States government has to grant the press freedom, and the difference between that and what about schools that have school newspapers? Are schools, which are government run, supposed to give full freedom to school newspapers and student newspapers, or are they allowed to control them? And you're like, good question. And this actually is a really important question that went all the way to the Supreme Court. Can you imagine suing your school and going to the Supreme Court? Well, that's what these students did. It's pretty interesting. So we'll read this. The very first thing I want you to do is look over here on the right where it says Launch Text Argument Model. Click that down. Purpose of the launch text. Go ahead and read over this purpose of the launch text. And when this says evidence log, anytime you're referred to use the evidence log, I want you to go back to this document right here at the top of your Google Classroom. Okay? So this just gives you a video of like how to use an evidence log or why use it. You can watch that. You don't have to watch it though. So read this. Then you're going to read this document. You can play it and read along. Don't zone it out though. It's important you pay attention. Word network. Go ahead and complete this activity. Summary. Go ahead and complete this activity. When this says objective summary, it means that you summarize. You summarize, like, quickly, what is this talking about? What's this talking about? What's the main argument here? It's not your opinion on this, okay? I'm not asking for your opinion. I'm asking for you to take this, 10-paragraph essay and, like, squish it down into a single paragraph, okay? What does this whole thing basically say? Then you're going to do the launch activity. This one's going to be a little bit tricky, but essentially they want this to be a whole class activity. But what I want you to do is I want you to actually just do this, pretend like you don't have your class with you, because you don't, and just finish this statement. Okay, it says some things people should bear in mind when making important decisions are, and you'll click here and add are blah 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 blah, whatever it is that you think is important. I'm going to close that. You're going to do the quick write. Consider the class discussion video and launch text. Is it important for people to make their own choices in life? And this, my friends, goes all the way back to our evidence log. In our evidence log, you will see, is it important for people to make their own choices in life? Your initial answer. Just write it here. This is where you complete this one, okay? The quick write goes here. This is the quick write. Okay? And then complete the evidence log. It says review your quick write. So review your statement and summarize your point of view in one sentence recorded in your evidence log. Then record evidence from this. So look over this for evidence. Is it important for people to make their own choices in life? Is your answer defended here somehow? There's something here you can write where you're like, And here's some good questions. Is it important for students to be subjected to censorship? Is that important or not? So that's really for you to decide. And all of this here, I want you to look. Evidence log. When I look at this evidence log, it gives me all this stuff here I need to do. Don't do this notebook stuff for evidence log. If you see evidence log, just read the instructions here and ignore all of this, because this is what you're filling out on this document. Title of the text, paragraph location, the quote, and your connection. And if you're like, ooh, I found 2 quotes I really like, great. Go to the next one. Title of the text, what's the location of the next quote? What is the quote? So if you find 2 quotes, great. Just look for one. All right, that about does it. You get finished with that and you are done for the day. This is due by the end of the day, so you got to knock this thing out. I'm going to close my mouth and let you get to work. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you in a little bit. Contact me on the Google Meets if you are confused or need help with anything. Peace out.